Happy Sunday, friends. It is Melissa with Junk and Craft Treasures. Hope you're having a fabulous Sunday. We are going to do another upcycling project today and just have some fun and chit chat on the Sunday afternoon. So as you're hopping on, let us know you're here. Let us know you're watching the replay, #replay, and let us know where you're watching from, guys. So this is my normal time, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central. So we're just going to do a upcycle project, like I said, and we're going to use this a glass jar and use some essential stencils and some clay, and we're going to make a fun new jar, guys. I'm going to use it for like a button container or something like that, but it'll be fun. Hey Maggie, how are you? How are you today, my friend? So I'm going to scoot y'all back so y'all can see what's going on, and I can read a little bit better because I cannot see up close, so I can see better farther away. Hey Mitzi. Okay, so I've got this jar. This one, we got at Michael's. It doesn't have any writing, anything on it, so it's just, I think it was $1.50. Oh, thank you, Renee. We're doing the wet hair dry today. Didn't feel like drying my hair today, so I look like I'm tired, but I'm really not. Hey, Brenda, how are you? So first up, I'm gonna get this little tag off. I didn't realize it was still on here, so let me get that off real quick. Y'all, I organized my desk last night. I know where everything's at now. Hey Sherry, how are you, my friend? So I'm just gonna warm this up a little and then I'm gonna peel this off. I actually have desk room, y'all. I'm so excited about that. I sat down last night and I was like, I've got to do it. I just have to do it. The more mess I was making, the worse it was getting. Hey Cheryl, how are you? Hopefully I can get this off pretty easy. Okay. All right. Came off super easy, guys. Hardly little effort there. Hey Susie, hey Tracy, hey Liz, how are y'all today? Yeah, if y'all don't mind sprinkling me out, y'all know I appreciate that always. Hey Joyce Ann, how are you, my friend? How are you feeling? I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom too while I'm here. Hey Carlene, hey Deb. Hope y'all are having a good Sunday. I am gonna do a fun little upcycling project with some essential stencils. I'll kind of show you what look I'm going for here in a second. Get all my little tags off here. Hey Eva, how are you, my friend? Everybody have a good weekend. I kind of took the day off yesterday. All I did was clean in the craft room yesterday. So I'm trying to hit my trash can. All right, so what I'm gonna kind of do today, this one's a little bit different, but see how we have the number 1 in there? That's an essential stencil on a bottle that I kind of distressed with some oxide sprays and some clay. So that's kind of what we're gonna do today. But we're gonna do it maybe the same colors, maybe different, I'm not sure, because I'm kind of addicted to making these jars, guys. Kind of addicted to it. So I'm making them as flower pots, I'm making them as button holders, craft supply holders, all that good stuff, guys. Hey Christy, how are you? Your Siri answered you, not too shabby. I love it. I love it. That's funny. Okay, guys, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this number set today. If you have essential stencil, this is an older set. I've used it on lots of different projects. So we're gonna use it today. I wanna use my slick stick again today too, but I'm gonna kind of do it backwards in a way. I'm gonna leave one side open and do the rest and kind of let it dry, and then I'll have this side to work on. If you saw my tutorial on the jars, after I did it, I haven't had any problems with it, but I was like, I'm putting my glue onto my paint, and I would rather have my glue on my glass. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna do this one a little bit different. I want my glue on my glass instead of on my paint. So I'm gonna switch it up just a little bit than what I had in the video. But I know a lot of y'all were asking me about it, and the one that I have has held up just fine. But I'm kind of curious about that after time, having the glue on the paint. That's where my brain goes sometimes, guys. It's for no reason I gotta make things hard. But I'm gonna go ahead and paint this with my Dixie Belle Slick Stick, and like I said, I'm gonna leave one side exposed, and that means not painted. Not primed, I guess is what I can say. And y'all, I want to show y'all as soon as I get this on here, if you were with me on the Essential Stencil page on Friday night, I started one project that I didn't get to finish because I needed it to dry a little bit more. And I want to show it to y'all. So, hey Paula, how are you, my friend? I am in a good mood today, guys. When I get done with this, we are going to get our mystery boxes finalized. We're hoping to ship them a day or two early. And then, I say finalized, like in boxes and all, you know, like what all goes in each box. And then box them up and work on some videos. So, and I got a lot of lives this week too. So I posted a schedule this morning. I'm going to start doing that on a weekly basis on Sunday mornings, just so it'll be consistent so y'all can see what days I'll be going live. Hey Mary, how are you? So I'll be posting those every Sunday morning, and you'll know what my schedule is for the next week. Of course, sometimes things happen and I can't do a live, but I try not to do that too often. So last week I forgot I had a dentist appointment, so I couldn't do Thursday. It was before we got married. I had a root canal performed the day we left for our wedding, and I had to get my crown fitted and stuff for that. Okay, so I just took the slick stick as my primer, and like I said, guys, I'm gonna leave this one side bare for right now because I want my clay to stick to my bottle. Hey Nikki, how are you, my friend? You know, it is a struggle some days, Paula. It is a struggle, but like I told Terry, when you love what you do, and I love both of my jobs, it's not work. And I know that sounds so cliche, guys. I know that sounds so cliche, but I love to craft with y'all, share things, do things, try things, all that stuff. So it's really not, it's more fun than anything. Hey Patty, how are you? But I know that sounds cheesy. So I'm gonna get some paint on me today, guys, but that's okay. That is okay. Did everybody have a good Valentine's Day? Hey Deb, I am good. I am good. It is cold here, but it's that time of year. My neighbor's mowing their yard, so grass is starting to grow and all that stuff. Okay, so I just did my primer on my lid as well. So I'm gonna stick that to the side. I'm probably gonna use that again in a minute, so let me put that over here. The stamps, where are the stamps you're using from? I'm not using stamps, I'm using essential stencils today. I'm gonna use essential stencils today. We are not, I'm gonna do a stamp tutorial on the decoupage page with some decoupage central stamps, but today I'm using essential stencil stamps. So we will see how this works, guys. Hey Chris, hey Cindy, hey Kay. It was 8 degrees there this morning, Carlene. That's too cold for me. I think it was in the 30s, but that's still too cold for me. All right, I have a piece of parchment paper. Hey Becca, and the only reason I'm using my parchment paper, guys, is because y'all can see my desk. Even though I vacuum it and do all the good things, I know there's still stuff on here that's gonna get stuck. So I'm gonna use this as my base for my clay today. And I've got some clay left over from that. Hey Judy, how are you? How are you feeling? How are you feeling, my friend? I hope you're feeling better. All right, so I'm using some IOD clay, and I took one of our followers' advice, and I have my clay in a little plastic container, and it is working fabulously, guys. So, tip for the day, you can store your clay in a container with a lid, and it works great. Hopefully this is enough. We'll see. We'll see. If we need to add some more, we can, because I've got bits and pieces and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna kind of just mush it together. That's my word. I like mushing. Mush it all together. And then I'm gonna roll it out with a rolling pin. So, like I said, we're doing stencils. I've got one that says number 1 on it, so this is gonna be number 2, because I've only done one other one with this set. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out. I've used these for so many different things. Okay, so I'm using the number 2 is what I'm gonna use today. And by the time I'm done, I'll probably be up to number 10. I can honestly tell you that, because I am using these glass jars for all kinds of things. Buttons, bells, What else do I have? Buttons, bells. I've got a lot of buttons, so I've got a lot of button jars. Gosh, I've got like little wood pieces, embellishments, things like that. So that's what's all gonna go in all of my jars. All right, so I'm gonna take my rolling pin. This is a rolling pin we got at Bed Bath & Beyond when they were going, I don't want to say out of business, but it was before they were going out of business, and they had tons for super cheap. I don't. I know. I never have, Becca. I never have. I don't know. Call me weird. Okay, so I've got it pretty flat. Can y'all see that with just a couple rolls? But here's my thing is I want to, I'm gonna have a little excess around it, but I want to kind of get it a little bit flatter. Just a little bit flatter here. So I know Becca works with clay. Who else works with clay? You're messier with clay. Well, I mean, I've got it, you know, I've got some white hands going on here. But I never, it doesn't stick inside my ring. So now that you said that, I'll probably have it all over my stuff. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over. Actually, if you want to smooth it out, you can, but that side's pretty smooth, so I'm just gonna leave this side. And then I'm gonna take my essential stencil and I'm gonna lay it on here. And this may not be how Becca does hers, but you did before you found resin. Resin, isn't that fast casting resin like life-changing, Sherry? Seriously. I still need to use my clay on some projects like this and some other things, but for edges and borders, perfect. Hey Terry, how are you? Okay, so I'm just gonna take this over and I am getting my indentation of my stencil. You've been doing clay quite a bit lately? Yes. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a knife or a blade, and I'm just gonna kind of come around my outer part of my stencil to cut off some of my excess. And some of this excess is gonna go back into the jar. Actually, a lot of this excess is gonna go back into the jar, but I just wanna kind of give it a little shape here. Hey Kathy, how are you? All right, so I'm gonna put this back in my jar. Okay, now I'm gonna lift up my clay carefully. Okay, can y'all see it? I've got it indented in there. Can y'all see that? I know the angle's weird, but I don't wanna mess it up too much. Then I'm gonna take, oh y'all, I thought I got it out. What did I do with it? I always tell y'all when I clean my desk I can find something, but then I can't find anything. Hey Mindy, how are you? I had it in the palm of my hand. Okay, I'm gonna switch gears for just a second. Remember the scale that I had on the Essential Stencil Live? Look how awesome this turned out. I know I had some issues with it on the live with the slick stick sticking, but I did a little stamp on there and kind of aged it. Isn't that cool? And then I painted the front. The front had some chips in like the plastic part, so we may do something with that. But didn't that turn out cool? This was completely blue plastic. Doesn't look like blue plastic now. Okay, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. It fell. Okay. I wanted my little texture stamp because I love my texture stamp. I know, guys, it turned out really cool. Really cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of smooth where my fingernail got it because that's just me. All right, now I'm gonna take my texture stamp and just put a little more texture on, because I like texture, y'all know this, around my stencil. Okay, and now I'll show it to y'all. Don't drop it. So I've added some texture in on that clay. Okay, I don't want it, it's really thin, guys, so I don't want to pick it up too much, but you can kind of see that texture. Thank you, Deb. Thank you. All right, so now I think that's good. I am going to adhere this to my jar. I'm going to use Slick Stick. What is Slick Stick? It's what we're fixing to use if I can get it open. It is like a super glue. I said Slick Stick. Okay, let me back up. I'm using two things. Slick Stick is this, which is a primer for slick surfaces. Now I'm going to use Stick Fast to attach my project. So let me make sure it's coming out. Y'all know I got to test my stuff. Now, instead of putting it all on the back of this clay, guys, I'm going to put it on my glass, because when I'm working with clay, what am I use for texturing? I use the texture stamp from IOD. It's kind of yucky looking, but it still works. It still works good. And I've cleaned it. Some of the stuff sticks to it. So anyway, I'm gonna put my Slick Stick on my surface, because when I'm working with that clay, guys, I tend to get my fingers in it, and I don't want to do that today. Not my intention today. So now I'm going to attach this. And bear with me, because I got to be really gentle. And now I've got my center down, and now I can go around and do my edges. So that's the whole point of putting it on my glass. Now I can take my edges and just lay it down. Does that make sense? I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. And then I am going to remove this part up here. Like I said, I was going to take some more off. I want my lid to fit, so I don't want it to cause an issue. You have to try and play with clay. I have no glue on here, so I can reuse it. Yeah, I don't know about y'all. Sometimes I go to stick stuff down and like maneuvering it and stuff, my hands get all in the glue, and I'm like, not today. We're not doing that today. Not doing that today. So I think we're good right there. Got one little spot right here. And that's all down. I just got to do the bottom, and then we've got this down. And like I said, I didn't paint the glass because I know this glue is going to stick to the glass, and I'd rather have it stick to my glass than my paint. Oh, awesome, Terry. I saw a message that you said you thought you were blocked, and I was like, I have not blocked you. So, but I don't know where you left that message. But I knew you weren't on the live, so I didn't want to say it right then. Okay, guys. So, we've got this adhered. I know it's kind of hard to see right now. Just remember it's clay. Okay. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to put a little bit of this Slick Fast that was still on my brush around this edge right here. And now I'm going to paint the top of that real quick, and then we're going to dry it, distress it, and and do all the fun things. And the only thing that I need dry for this project is the top of this clay. I'm not worried about it dried all the way to the back side. You would let it dry for a couple hours, if not 24 hours. But we just need the top dry to work with. So that's all we need. All right, so now I can put the brush in the water. And now that I have it on my surface, before I dry it, I'm gonna put one more area of texture right there and right there, because I love texture, y'all. You need to try some clay. Let me look. Let me see. I'm gonna grab my Clorox wipes real quick, guys, because I do have some clay that's drying on my fingertips. It's gonna drive me crazy. What was my dentist telling me, which I don't recommend this, because I got a temporary crown, you know, until the regular one comes in. And he's like, if your crown comes off, he's like, go ahead and call me and I'll put it back in. And I'm like, what? No super glue? And he's like, no, but he did tell me that if you get super glue on your fingers, which I don't recommend this, that your saliva will help deactivate it. I thought that was a fun fact. Anyway, I thought that's kind of random, but I was like, good to know, because I've gotten it on there before, and that's why I didn't want to do it today. Okay, let me get this put up so I don't cut myself, because I can see that happening. Hey Donna, how are you? Yes, I love the scrubber. It's not good for real heavy things. I know Terry had asked me to show it. This is the grabber I use, guys. It's just like I don't know, that's the grabber I use. But for heavy stuff, not ideal, but for the little stuff, helping get jeans up or things around the table and stuff, works great. Okay, I'm gonna move this too, because I'm done with that. Moving all of the things out of the way. Oh, and Becca, I was gonna tell you, I know Sherry had mentioned it a minute ago. If you do like terracotta pots and stuff with your, you know, you wanna do something that's gonna last outside, try that fast acting, I said the ASS word, guys, I'll probably get in trouble. I can't say it. Fast acting casting resin. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. It holds up pretty good outside. Better than air dry clay does. Surprised nobody laughed when I said that other word, y'all. I'm sure Facebook will pick up on that. So I'm just drying the top so we can start painting and doing all the fun things with it. You're laughing? Good. You can't laugh at yourself. What can you eat, right? But yeah, I couldn't say that. Asked me to say that in a tongue twisting competition and I could not do it. I kind of went over it pretty quick, but I did say it. It will be on replay. For sure. So like I said, guys, I am just getting this hard around the tops and the edges so I can distress it, paint it, and not have it all run together and stuff. I think we're pretty good. So this is kind of where we're at. Still really light, but remember it's clay. And I did have a little bit of ink right here on that stamp, so you can kind of see that better. But all right, let's take some white paint, because all we have on there right now is primer and our clay. Guys, I'm sweating and it's like in the 50s. I've got the air conditioning on. It's the heating and the lighting, I swear. Gets me every time. Gets me every time. I'm gonna kind of blot that. All right, so I'm doing my first coat of paint over my Slick Fast. Now, I told y'all this on Friday. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Let it dry when you're doing glass surfaces and stuff more than I just let it dry. But everything's gonna be fine with this because we're distressing it. But you want anything that you're working on or upcycling that has a slick surface, you want it to dry the ample amount of time. It's cold there. I don't know why I'm not surprised, Kay. Y'all are always cold there. Always. I'll stick my hand in here. Go up on these edges, because I forget I didn't have that Stick Fast all the way around. You're painting and sweating. I know, it's like a Sunday thing for me, Renee, just sweating. Are you finishing your upcycle? Try not to touch that too much. I got one spot that doesn't want to stick real well. Okay, let me dry this real quick. 56 on Thursday. Oh, no, I didn't paint the front. Hang on. I was all worried about doing the other part of the jar and where that Stick Fast hadn't dried on the front. But I forgot to take a light coat over my clay. This is the concentration when I always get quiet. Got to pay attention to what I'm doing. It's supposed to be in the 60s in Colorado. Yeah, I'm sure it'll warm up here too, but who knows when. Whites are always going to take 1 to 2 coats, guys, even with the primer. And I am going to switch brushes because I did pull that one brush out of the water and dried it before I came live, so I want another brush that doesn't have water on it, because that can affect it a little bit. So I'm going to use a different brush that doesn't have water on it. Be a little lighter coat too. Makes a world of difference, y'all. I know that sounds silly, but sometimes, depending on what you're using, affects your surface as well. Does anybody have any questions about working with clay or Stick Fast or upcycling challenge? I'll have until Friday if y'all want to be entered for a $100 gift certificate spree, shopping spree with Essential Stencil. And then we'll start voting for that. This brush made a world of difference not having that water on there. Okay, I think we're good on the white. I'm gonna put a little bit right there. I did not put any cornstarch on the paper today. I did not. But I also used a stencil. I didn't use a mold. Let me get my lid done too. I always forget about my lids. So no, I did not use any cornstarch on anything today. Do you get them online? Can more than one item be entered? Can more than one item be entered? Oh, for the challenge, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Just make sure to use the hashtag that I've got up in the link. I hate to say it because I don't want to say it incorrectly, but use that hashtag and enter as many times as you want, because they will pick a variety of projects, and then everybody will vote on them, and we will go from the top votes. Hello, Cindy. How are you? And I saw another question right after that and I missed it. So if you just asked me a question and I missed it, ask it again so I can answer it, because I did miss it. Oh, no. Yes, ask questions, y'all. My heat gun got too hot, so I have to let it cool down for a second before I continue where I'm at. Gotta let it cool down. Is there a link for the brush? No, they are just on Amazon, Maggie. This one right here, I want to say came from Harbor Freight. So it's just a little bitty 3/4. No, it's Artist Loft. So it is 3/4 Artist Loft. So I'm thinking that came from Michael's, is where that came from. Being Artist Loft. So I've had a lot of people ask me, so this is a great time. This is, what is that that's on there? That's not glued. Perfect tool. I've had it for over almost 3 years now, but when it gets too hot, it does shut off, guys. So it doesn't let it get too hot, but it does shut off when it gets hot, and it's got to cool back down, and then it'll work again. So I know a lot of people have bought it and thought, oh, it broke, but when it gets too hot, because I mean, it is hot, it stops working. For sure. So one thing, I could have like had a stenciling project or something for the little intermission. I feel like we need a little song to play here while we wait for it to heat back up, because my paint's wet. I can't do anything until it dries. Goodness, y'all. I'm trying to think. Challenge goes through next Friday. See, I don't even have my cardinal that I finished. They do. Absolutely, Maggie, and those work as well, but I don't know about you, but even my hair dryer, when I get it too hot, it turns off. So, I don't know. It may be something with our outlets too, who knows. But, probably like another minute or two. And on the live realm, it feels like 500 years that it's not working, but, Dixie Belle Slick Stick is this right here, and I just got mine off of Amazon, Deb. So yeah, just Amazon. I know there's probably if you go to, since you're local, if you go to wait, yeah, I was like, did I say that wrong? If you go to the Antique Mall over there in Noonday, I think they have them. There, Deb. See? Just takes it a minute and then it comes back. But like I said, in live, it seems like forever. It is, Maggie, but it lasts a long time. My other bottle of Slick Stick that I had, I think I had it for 2 years. And it's one of those things that you can use Fusion Ultra Grip too. It works really well. You do need to let it have the ample amount of drying time, but it works well. Anything that you can apply, there's probably even a Mod Podge that you can apply that allows for that. Now normally I would turn this off because it's on glass, y'all, but it's going to get hot and I know it's going to stop, so I want to make sure that I get it dry all the way around before my heater decides to go off again. So yeah, Maggie, it lasts a long time, and a little bit goes a long way. It's kind of like the waxes. When we use the waxes, Maggie, they may be expensive, but they last a long time. I don't get my hands stuck in there. That would be the icing for the day, right, guys? Get my hands stuck in the glass. good. So again, really can't see a lot. This is where we're gonna start doing our detail. You are welcome, girlfriend. I am gonna grab, I'm almost out of my shop towels. Need to go get some of those this week. I've had those for, I got them in, I think it was a 12 pack, and I think I've had them for almost a year. So they lasted a while. I know I've had them for at least 6 months. Do they make clear split stick? I don't think so. I don't. That's why I mentioned Ultra Grip, because that's going to be your clear. Okay, guys, so now I'm going to use some Kiehl's Dark Wax. I did get mine off of my shop towels, Harbor Freight or Amazon, but we do have a Harbor Freight locally, so that's where I try to get them. Hey, Allie, how are you, dear? You're welcome, Deb. Okay, so now I'm gonna take, I've got some wax on my brush, and because I'm going for the vintage vibe, guys. So I'm putting a pretty good amount of wax on my stamp, or my clay. And now I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna work it into my clay. Now, if you get too much, like I have up at the top, we don't want all that gooky stuff. I'm gonna take my Clorox wipe that I used earlier, and I'm just gonna buff it back, because we've let the majority of the top part of the clay dry. And so then I can rub it into those creases, okay? So it gives us the ability to play around with it. And like I said, we are gonna play around with this till we get it to look just how we want it to. So I'm gonna lighten some of that up. But that is the goal, is to make it look old, guys. So when it's so stark up here, it looks really kind of crazy. So we're gonna go through and I'm gonna highlight our stenciling and all of that fun texture that we've got on the sides. And then I'm just gonna take my finger and you can even just take your finger if you want to, but I've got a lot of those grooves and stuff, so I want it down in those grooves. So that's where my brush comes in, because I can do it in a circular motion and get that wax up in there. If you are scared to use a dark wax, use a clear wax first, and then you can buff off your darker wax. Stencil brushes do apply easier. The only thing is, Maggie, sometimes the wax doesn't want to come out of your brush bristles, and so I am using a really cheap brush, so if that happens, I don't waste an expensive brush. So I always use cheap brushes for things like this. Sometimes that wax, it's a finishing wax, so you got to remember it's going to stick on those bristles. It's going to do all of those things. Okay, so then I'm going to lighten it up just a little. Y'all, this is looking cool. Look how cool it is with that stencil on there. I'm gonna lighten it up some more, but if the clay is wet, it will add too much. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like I said, I like dingy, I like rustic, and that's kind of what we're going for on here. And you can control how dingy you want it to get, y'all. That is all up to you. Okay, so I lightened it up a little bit more. I think this part is fun. Like this is super fun to me. All right, now I'm gonna take my wax and I'm gonna do the same thing, because I don't want it just to have that label that stands out. So now I'm gonna dirty up my whole jar, y'all. And I know you're thinking, but you put all that white paint on there. It's the next step. It is my next step. And this is what I did on the stamps that I did. So I'm gonna make sure I get these edges. And then, once I know I've got all that, kind of wipe it back and just kind of bring it out a little bit further. This is why I think it's fun, guys, because yes, you can, Becca. It's just letting me control it besides paint. Does that make sense? So I can wipe back but that one that I showed y'all at the beginning, I did use Tim Holtz spray on it. And that was fun. So I may add some to this and I may not. So I don't know if you can see the difference in color from the stark white to that, but I'm working around my bottle now, or my glass. Same thing over here. And like I said, you control the color that you want with your wax. You could have it super, super bright, dull. But y'all know me, I like the shabby, been around a while look. But I don't want it too dramatic either. So I'm just kind of just darkening it up. Now we're on this side. And Maggie, also, if you're still on here, this wax right here, see how much I've used? Hardly any of this wax. I've had it since May of last year, I think. May or June. And you see me use it all the time. So I'm gonna make it down here in those corners where that edge is. And then just wipe it back, a little wetness and a little dryness. I was using my finger earlier, but I decided, I've got a towel right there, why would I not use it? Missed a little spot down here, so let me get that. I think this is cute. Let me get this top part where I can see it. And then I'm gonna do the rim. Oop, I just slung that wax. Put that back in there. The wax is Kilz, K-I-L-Z, dark wax. And I love it for projects like this. If you have another dark wax, like Fusion Mineral makes a great black dark wax, but I kind of wanted the brown. This is more brownish. We're not gonna see that lid part, but look how cool that is, guys. So we've got our essential stencil on there, our number 2, and I do want to put just a little bit right in here, a little bit more on that line. We got our number 2 jar. I think it looks pretty cool. Now, the one thing I do, like some of these are a little dark where I did my indentions. I'm gonna lighten those just a little bit. Around there. Okay, So I'm gonna set that right there for a second. Now I'm gonna do my lid. Same thing I did on the other. I'm just gonna kind of give it that been around a while dingy look. Wipe it back a little bit. Notice I've used the same Clorox wipe. I know that's what I like at 4K. Like I said, I'm gonna put buttons and embellishments and all that stuff. Maggie, where do I buy my jars? I get them majority of the time. I've got a lot of them in the past at Walmart. Lately, I've been getting them at, I'm gonna fix right here, at Michael's when they have their sales. Because you can get them 40% off and they're like $1.50 at 40% off. So that's, like I said, this one isn't a ball or a curve. It's just a regular glass jar. Let me just rough up my lid a little bit more because I want it all to flow. And then this one isn't the, is this my right lid? Oh yeah, that's my Kills Wax. I was like, did I do the wrong lid? This one doesn't have the part that pops off. The other one I did had a part that popped off of it. Okay, so we've got that. Hang on, I wonder. I had an idea, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it like I thought I was, but what I was thinking about doing, hang on. So we've got our jar, but I also may add some color to it, so bear with me for just a second while I figure out in my head. Wouldn't that be cute on the top of it? I'm sorry guys, my brain just kind of goes into weird. I have knobs, but I think I love that specific crown on the top of it. That specific one. And what I'm trying to decide, this other one that I did that had the number 1 on it, I used Tim Holtz distressing inks and oxides on it, and see how cool that one turned out. So just because I did this one in white and in that color, you can use whatever you want. Obviously, it's your project. But I kind of like this with, so that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, guys. And I'm gonna use Stick Fast. Yes. Yes, do it, girl, for real, do it. Like, these jars are not that expensive, and if you have like the small stencils, I mean, they'll even fit, like if I wanted to have this particular one, this would have fit on here like that without the clay. So if you have these little tags in this size bottle or size jars, stencil them. Okay, put my Stick Fast on here. Get it as centered as I can, because y'all know me, I don't measure. Hopefully that will be strong enough. If not, I may have to add a dab of glue. I'm gonna hold it for just a second. Oh, I bet that was pretty. I used to do that with, what do you call it? Canvas paintings. Hey, hey, Shayna, how are you? Yeah, it's gonna stick. Okay. Whew. You just cleaned up and stocked up on a bunch of candle jars. Those work perfect too. Y'all know what else works perfect? Don't laugh. If you get like the salsa jars or pickle jars, things like that that you would normally throw out. Like I know Shayna cans and stuff, so I'm sure she keeps all of hers. But like if you eat salsa or something and throw out the jar, take the label off. Take the label off. How are you? How are you, Kefany? I think I said that right. Is it Kefany? Because you told me it was Stephanie, but with a K. So, yeah. So, we've got that on there. And we've got our little sweet jar. How cute is that, guys? So, what I'm going to do with this jar is... And I'll tell you, if you have embellishments, not like this, I have doorknobs and things on other ones that I've done. For the ones that do have like the canning type, it helps pop it off. Those bottles are fun to use too. I don't even know what that is, Shayna. Some of the labels are hard to get off. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the same thing. You can put it in Dawn and do all of that. Or you can use a heat tool and they come off almost identically. Like how I got the label off of this, just heat it up. Because they're just the sticky, tacky glue that's on the back of them. So if you can't get them off with like dish detergent and stuff, you can warm them up that way. Shayna, help correct me if I'm wrong on that. So I have a cow project coming, guys. Yes. Yeah, any type of bottle, any type. I have these really cool cow beads. So I am gonna put my cow beads in here. So I know where my cow beads are. And then I've got some brown buttons and some black buttons, and they're going in this jar. So all of my black, browns, and cow buttons will all be together. Instead of sitting out and getting lost. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes my buttons get thrown everywhere. Where are my scissors? There they are. So this is kind of my organization for this as well. So I feel like I've organized with y'all today too. So not only did I get a super cute button holder that I can still see through the bottom. Notice I did not paint the bottom. There was a method to that madness. So I can see what's in the bottom of my jar when I pick it up. Perfect, guys, right? How fun is that? Yes, absolutely, Maggie. All right, now this has got stuff on it, so I probably will use the back side and then I'll throw this piece away. But I am gonna fold it up so I can use it later. But yeah, I'm sure some of y'all are like, why is she not painting the bottom of that? That way I can see. I leave all of the bottoms unpainted because y'all can see in here, I've got some little wood pieces. So not only decor, but I've got wood pieces. So I can see what's in the bottom of my jar, so I don't have to necessarily have them labeled. Did the lid come with that jar? It did. This jar is from Michael's, and it did. And like I said, it's not a ball or is it Kerr? It's just a regular glass with no wording on it jar. I know, right, Judy? So how cute, guys. And like Becca said, you can do wine jars, you can do all those things. You can make this as big or small as you want it. I've got some stamps and some stuff for other stuff, but like I said, I've got my #1 jar, so I'm gonna have a #2 and #3, you know, to go through my jars. Thank you, Kefany. So this is what we did today. Remember, you can do it any color scheme you like. You could do it all black with white writing, all that stuff. And this one was thinner, just to show y'all. I did the sides of that one just a little bit thinner. The stencils are from Essential Stencil. I have had them for a long time. They look like this. I do have a link up in the comment. We've used them for planner boxes, wedding table decor. These are good ones to have for numbers. Awesome, Maggie. I will be back on Tuesday. Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration and I are going to be doing a live together on decoupaging. So we're going to both do some type of decoupage project on Tuesday night at 6. And then I'll be back on Thursday to upcycle our, what do you want to call it? Our Irish wreath that we got. So, and Becca is awesome at using her stencils for her clays and stuff. So y'all do not follow Becca over at Be Painting with Becca and do that, because she has lots of fun projects that she's done with her clay. So yeah, and use those stencils. Use them, guys. So this, like I said, this is just another fun upcycling for a glass jar. They'll be back in stock soon, Maggie, or was that Marilyn? Marilyn. Thank you, Maggie. Marilyn, they'll be back in stock soon. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let y'all go for now. And like I said, I'll see you Tuesday night, Thursday night, and next Sunday. And if you're in the Stencil of the Month Club, I will see you on Saturday as well. So it's going to be a busy week next week, guys. All right, guys, I will see y'all soon. Have a blessed rest of the day and have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic week and the rest of your weekend. All right, guys, I'll see y'all soon. Bye.